Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Get to Know Your Zerto Ecosystem with Virtacore. Today I want to introduce you to Mike Warstler, Solutions Engineer at Virtacore. Mike is an avid cooker who enjoys traveling and spending time with his kids. Mike, welcome today and thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
Can you give us a little background on Virtacore and the services you provide?
Sure. We're an infrastructure as a service provider. We were established in approximately 2000. We're built on what we consider best-of-breed technology. So Equinix data centers, Cisco UCS compute platform, Nimble storage, and VMware Enterprise Plus. Customers that we're working with typically are looking to do a handful of things: production environments, test and development, virtual desktop instances, offsite data protection, co-location, and really our sweet spot, disaster recovery services. We're really focused on disaster recovery, and kind of the inside joke here is we refer to ourselves as Zertocore.
Absolutely. How many companies do you provide service for?
We have approximately 2,000 companies under our belt today.
What would you say makes Virtacore's cloud service unique?
It's usually 5 things that I'm looking at. So the first is always uptime. So we were reviewed recently by an organization called Cloud Harmony, and they looked at a number of cloud providers out there, and specifically Virtacore, and identified that over the 12-month period in 2014, we experienced 0 downtime. So we had 100% uptime. We do provide a 5.9 SLA, but we exceeded that. So that's 1. 2 is scalability. And the way we deliver our services, we can scale at a very granular level. So for instance, per vCPU or per VRAM. Additionally, flexibility. So not only are we providing cloud-based solutions, but we can also tie our cloud customers in with our co-location hosting facility. So if organizations want to bring in their own firewall or their favorite SQL server that they've never virtualized, they can bring that and tie that into our hosted solution and take advantage of that. And when it really gets down to deciding which hosting provider to go with, simplicity is a big factor. So not only do we make our solutions easy to understand from a terminology standpoint, the best-of-breed technologies, what I like to say is this isn't stuff we've made up. This is proven technology. And then from a pricing standpoint, a lot of organizations out there have wild pricing grids and estimates, but in the end with Virtacore, you're going to receive a proposal, and what's listed on that proposal is what's going to be your month-in and month-out cost. And finally, our people. So we have excellent certified engineering and operations staff that I always say when there's a problem, and with technology it seems like something always comes up, we're going to be here to step in and assist you with that.
And with those services, what regions do you guys cover?
Well, we have customers throughout all 50 states, so primarily nationally, and then we have data centers in Chicago, Illinois, as well as Ashburn, Virginia.
Speaking of different locations, where would you like to live if you could live anywhere else other than where you are now?
Other than Sterling, Virginia? Well, I would say a few years back, I went on a trip with about 10 friends, and we rode bikes through Italy, and one of my favorite places was Florence, so I'd have to pick Florence.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
How are your customers using cloud-based DR generally?
Well, I'm typically looking at a couple things here. So 1, protecting from a disaster, obviously. 1 is, they're looking at that, is it the 500-year flood they're protecting against? Is it the power outage they're protecting against, or the construction crew that dug up the fiber connection, or maybe that oops moment that comes with human error? So 1 is obviously protecting from a disaster. 2 is huge. 2 is compliance. So organizations looking to meet any compliance requirements such as Sarbanes-Oxley or HIPAA, organizations that really need to check that box to meet any compliance requirements. Thirdly, migration. So we use Zerto quite a bit for migrations, either from an on-premise solution or another hosted or co-location facility into the Virtacore environment. What I think is most important about using the Zerto tool for all these solutions is not only the ability to perform tests, but also the ability to generate reports and be able to show people the results of the test before we go into a disaster or to meet those compliance requirements or before a migration. So up front we can know, is this going to be successful or not?
And what do you see as the largest driver for customers adapting your cloud services?
So it's a couple things here, and I think at Virtacore we take a little bit different approach. So I would say one would be our pre-sales expertise. So these solutions can be complex, and everyone's time is valuable. My time, our customers' time is very valuable. So we've put together a proven process to ensure the success of each project that we take on. We take the time up front to really understand the customer's goals, infrastructure, and their requirements, and confirm that we can really deliver on the commitments that we're making to our customers up front. Another would be simplicity. So, we're using the same terminology that our customers are using, and we make the solutions easy to understand and the pricing easy to understand. Additionally, it's reference architecture, and I mentioned this before. This is not something that Virtacore has gone out and made up. We provide best-of-breed solutions, so built on the Cisco UCS compute platform, the Nimble storage, VMware platform, and this platform has been certified by Microsoft, Citrix, Oracle as solutions that will work within our environment. And then our people. So technology solutions are complex, and to be realistic, it's not if there's a problem, but when. So our certified engineers and operations staff, they're really able to dive in and help identify at least where the problem is, and that can be a challenging place to start. So those would I would see as the differences within Virtacore.
What is your favorite food and drink?
Besides seafood and wine, I don't have any.
So then, kind of going back to your interests, what do you particularly like to cook?
I'm a griller, so I love to grill anything, whether it's seafood or really anything. I host a pig roast every year, and I like that because I get to cook with garden tools, and that's not something many people get to say.
Well, Mike, we want to really thank you for coming out today and doing this interview. It was a pleasure having you, and I'm sure our followers are going to love your answers.
Hey, thanks, David. Thanks, everyone out in Zerto.
Bye.